My name is David Gross. I am the founding partner and chief executive of Castellbaienz Corporation. I have been an investor since 1975, and I've been invited to lead Castellbaienz and its capital in equity into Tunisian economic city. Let's see if that works. Whoops, there we go. What is wrong with Western equity? Well, quite a lot. First of all, it's just plain greedy. It's overpriced. Secondly, 3, 5 and 7 year terms mean it's basically inherently unstable. Thirdly, and I think the most important point, it's drowning in debt. And we now know that this is dangerous for countries as well as companies. Also, it's often arrogant and rude. Castellbaienz has specifically devoted itself to addressing each of these legitimate concerns by reversing them. The Castellbaienz model. Castellbaienz Corporation is a private pension fund co-joined with public pension funds. We're headquartered in Sydney, Australia, and we have representative offices in London, New York, and Johannesburg. Those 4 points I mentioned on the last slide, the things we have done to actively reverse those are these. First, we seek modest base income only. Secondly, we invest in 20 to 40 cycles and can invest longer, much longer. Thirdly, again, the point I think is the most important, we use no debt whatsoever. And we are passive, and by passive I mean non-interfering, no active management in our involvement unless we're invited in to comment. We can do all these good things because we manage risks, and how we manage those risks is by insisting on investment-grade counterparties in a transaction. So we look for investment-grade off-takers, who, of course, is our pension income. Secondly, investment-grade operators and all operation and management functions. Then feedstock, very critical, and EPC, which is construction. Castellbaienz has built its reputation with this consortium of partners by bringing large sums of capital into play very rapidly. We are very excited by Tunisian economic city. It matches perfectly our criteria, we believe. And we also, more importantly, believe it will be sustainable long term and that it will serve the people of Tunisia. If it did not, we would not be here. Castellbaienz is prepared to commence with $3 billion worth of capital with our partners. And we are prepared to increase that to $10 billion within the next 5 years. So this is a significant commitment, but our partners have already agreed that this is reasonable, and we are prepared to put this forward and do this. We invest not only our own capital, but partner capital. We are partnered with public pension funds and insurance companies who constantly offer me very substantial sums, many billions of dollars per year for new projects that we do not use. Tunisia Economic City solves one of those problems for me personally. Our passive, that is non-interfering nature, means that we leave the operations and control of the project to the sponsor. That's the right person to handle that. That is in the right place. Nope. See if we can get the next page up. There we go. Castellbaienz can syndicate large sums of capital and help the project to start. That is our main function, other than bringing our own cash to the table. We have strong experience in bringing significant amounts of capital to projects, both existing projects and new. But rather than bore you with the past, we will concentrate just for a few moments on our more significant projects this year, in 2014. First of all, a €4 billion rail project in Northern Europe. We are partnered with the government, and this is a 99-year investment, so very significant for term. This has already commenced and will be a 3-year construction program. Secondly, $800 million for barges to be created, built, fabricated in the West and sailed into coastal regions of Africa, where we partner with the country utilities, therefore the sovereigns themselves, in supplying rapid and lower cost power to those countries. We commence with 2 countries and 800 million, but our orders are for 33 of these floating power plants of 180 megawatts each. So initially we will be at around $6.7 billion. Thirdly, this year, £6 billion was approved for an energy project. We take a capital markets approach to raising capital. I wish to have Western pension funds invest in Africa and first in Tunisia. To do this, we have to make it appealing for them. To do that, we have the rules and criteria that we talked of before. In summary, Castellbines is inexpensive. We are long-term, we are non-interfering funds, and we use no debt. Secondly, we are excited by TEC, we call it TEC, Tunisian Economic City. It's a wonderful project, and as we saw for the graphics earlier, quite inspiring architecturally. We are delighted that there will be local, that is Tunisian, contractors and labour content. French also, and American also, which gives us great confidence. We are prepared to bring up to $10 billion to the project with our partners over the next 5 years. We're ready to start now. Finally, I'd add that if you'd like any information on our normal financing, there are brochures in the lobby that I brought, and we produced a special brochure just for this project and for these 2 days. That's also there for you. Thank you for your attention.